What's going on, guys? My name is Aldeniro and welcome to episode 45 of my Leicester City career mode. Before I start off every episode and I say oh, welcome to episode whatever, the more we get into this, I can't believe we're on episode 45 already. That just seems mental to me. But we're starting this episode off with a game against Manchester United, and if you guys want to leave a like early on in the video, that would be awesome, because YouTube has been really annoying me lately, not letting me upload my videos for ages and everything. But we're playing against Man United, as you see, and there's no getting around it. Our form has been dreadful lately. We've lost 4 consecutive games in a row, and it's as if our induction into the Champions League group stages has just led to a dramatic decrease in our ability to play the game. But we got a kind of a lifeline 16 minutes into this game against Man United at the King Power Stadium, as youngster Tom Thorpe gets sent off for a cynical foul against Berahino, where he was the last man back and prevented a definite goal scoring opportunity. Following that red card, they brought off Chicharito and they brought on Chris Smalling, and from the free kick, Tom Ince gives us the lead with an amazing goal. Our second free kick in 2 games, actually, I think, which is pretty cool. But this gave me a real chance to get 3 points against a team that I've never beaten in the league before, and capitalise on the fact that when they went a man down, they sacrificed an attacker for a defender by bringing on Chris Smalling, and that sort of let us sit back in this game, and that's why there were no highlights pretty much in the first half. And that's why the next thing that happened is here in the second half, when Berahino gets in ahead of Chris Smalling, the substitute. He goes up ahead of Phil Jones, crosses the ball into Scott Sinclair, who heads it over the advancing goalkeeper and into the back of the net to give us a 2-goal advantage. And from here, it looked as though it would be plain sailing into the end of the game, pretty much, and that we would definitely claim a victory over Man United, because they offered no real bite going forward. They had obviously amazing quality and the potential to do so, but it was just as though their defensive mentality was their undoing in this game. And Fellaini, with some nice footwork, playing the ball into Di Maria in the 67th minute, led to the Argentinian shot going just wide of the post. And then we come up to the 76th minute, when the goalkeeper's goal kick falls straight to Rowan Ince, who plays it on to Maicon Leite, who goes for the chip ball that's prematurely lunged at by Fellaini, and it comes to Schlupp, who gets 2 chances, but sadly none of them could find the back of the net, as the goalkeeper was on top form for those. But it does go out for a corner kick, which Tom Ince comes across to swing in. It goes in towards Ki Sung Yong, whose header is punched away by the keeper, and a pretty close chance, in fairness, a decent one. But into the final 10 minutes of the game we come, and Chris Smalling has a really good volley after being teed up perfectly by Dedrick Boyata, but thankfully nothing came of that. And we come into the final minute of the game with Jack Grealish advancing against Fellaini, who is pretty much playing as a centre-back towards the final moments of this game. But he gets beaten by the Ronaldo chop from Grealish, but sadly Grealish's shot goes straight at the goalkeeper. It doesn't matter though, the game ends in a 2-0 victory for us, and it's our first ever victory against Manchester United, and we really needed that to try and galvanise the squad for the tough run of fixtures that we've just kind of come out of. And galvanise is a great word, isn't it? But yeah, so we lost to Chelsea in the last episode, we lost to Aston Villa, we lost to Arsenal, and we lost to Bayern Munich. And to respond to all of those with a victory against Manchester United is pretty good, because our next game is going to be against AC Milan in the Champions League, and that's at the San Siro. We did, of course, pick up a 2-1 victory over Milan, luckily enough, I think, at the King Power Stadium, but repeating that feat against a top Italian team in the Champions League away from home would always be difficult. But on your screen right now is the squad report. We've kind of been ravaged by injuries a little bit this season. We had Tom Ince out for a long time. We had Zaha out. Obviously Dwight Gale is still out, and Liam Moore is out for 3 months as well. So injuries to crucial players is a bad thing. Ante wanting to leave isn't a good thing either, and a lot of people's form is currently around the bad/okay section, and there's a lot of unhappy players too. But the reason it took so long to show the squad report, by the way, was because Mackay Stephen and Andy Watson, if that's his name, are now back from their loan spell, so I just wanted to get them in, even though it doesn't actually matter because you can still see their stats. I just wanted them to be Leicester players again. But we go into our next game. This is away from home at the San Siro, a ground where obviously I managed AC Milan in FIFA 14 and had a great time there. But this game was just, I don't know, I didn't really feel like we were mentally prepared for it. However, were we to get a draw in this game, it would mean that all we would have to do is get a win against CSKA Moscow at home in our last game in order to top the group. So that is a huge prospect for us, to be heading into the last 16 in a tournament where we really have no right to be in the first place, but we absolutely have no right to advance from this group stage. Having said that, in real life I reckon Leicester City could probably take AC Milan right now. Cue angry Milan fans in the comment section, but honestly, like, Milan have fallen a lot and Leicester are playing pretty well, although they have lost 3 in a row. I'm going to stop talking about real life football now. But inside 3 minutes in this game, AC Milan signalled their intent with Bonaventura coming down the left hand side of the pitch. He has a look up and finds Matri inside the box, who plays it across to Ricardo Montolivo, who comes very close with that curl and effort that almost went into the top corner. But after 6 minutes, Montolivo does, or sorry, it was Abate who did really well to win the ball back and play it into Montolivo, who found Poli, who plays it into Abate, who ends up scoring for the hosts. And that was a really well worked goal, and it sort of like unfolded in front of me, and because I'm so bad at defending and I was so clueless with what I was doing, I was just looking up and I was just like, really, is that what happened? Like, I couldn't believe they scored so quickly. But 7 minutes in and that was what happened, and I was a little bit disappointed because I wanted to try and hold their own. I went on ultra defensive from the off as well, which was probably a mistake in itself. But Scott Sinclair would get a chance for us just 4 minutes later, but the opportunity to respond was not really taken because of a mental save from their goalkeeper. I don't know why he jumped and parried the ball out like that when there was no need to do so. But in the 24th minute, Andrew Robertson gets a shot off. It's saved by the keeper, and then the rebound is bundled into the back of the net by Scott Sinclair, and that's a goal that really is down to the goalkeeper. I think he could have done far better. Andrew Robertson had no right to be that far up the pitch. He didn't even have the right to actually steady the ball, put it onto his left foot. But that rebound should be saved by the keeper, even though he is in a bad position and everything. The ball along the ground should be basic enough. But just 2 minutes after we equalised, we came forward again with Berahino getting into a great position ahead of Rami. He had support in the middle and he tried to go for it, but instead pulled the ball back and went for the shot. The rebound fell to Koyate, and for the second time in 2 minutes we score and we complete our comeback. 27 minutes into the game, we're 2-1 up thanks to 2 rebound goals from advancing players, which is just a position that Milan should not find themselves in. They're a team who historically have been renowned for their defensive stability, and it's just not really shown in this game. But after 40 minutes they had a decent enough shot that Kasper Schmeichel was equal to, and eventually we did manage to clear it. But coming into the second half, Milan went on like ultra attack mode. They went all out attack. It was mental playing against them. Poli hits the post in the 47th minute, and they came forward again in the 52nd. 5 minutes later with Poli, Montolivo and Abate all teaming up really nicely with some really nice passing movements. Eventually the ball gets cleared away, but De Jong wins it back from Berahino. He plays it into Abate, who finds Matri in the centre, and the ball comes to Poli, who smashes it off the crossbar when all he had to do was tap it into an empty net. He must be so gutted after that. But in the 73rd minute, Michael Leite plays the ball into Jeffrey Schlupp, who got in ahead of the defender. And if there were an award for most chances missed from 6 yards, Jeffrey Schlupp would be a shoe-in to win it, because he's just unbelievable at doing so in this series so far. But into the final 10 minutes of the game we come. We're still in the lead. Pazzini, Poli, Abate, all of these players keep pushing forward for Milan. They do win a corner kick thanks to a decent save from Kasper Schmeichel from Abate's shot, who was playing in a very, very advanced position in this game. But the corner kick is going to be swung in by De Jong, and he's actually really good at crossing. Not so much emphasised by that particular cross, but De Sciglio plays it to De Jong, and look at this for a cross with his left foot. It finds El Shaarawy's head perfectly, and the Italian forward equalised, or so he thought, until he saw the linesman with his flag up. And I honestly thought it was in. I always think that these are in. I always react to the offside goals in this game, but as you can see from this, he was quite clearly in an offside position. But 5 minutes left in the game, Milan come forward with El Shaarawy on the edge of the pitch. He crosses it in towards Pazzini, who finds the back of the net, and nobody had reacted to it. Kasper Schmeichel seemed to watch it go in, and because of that, I just thought the ball had run out of play on the far side. I thought El Shaarawy let it run out of play, but as you can see from this replay here in slow-mo, he actually did a great job of keeping it in. But I was wondering why Schmeichel never actually reacted to it. But they had their equaliser now, and we were alright to sit back for a point, because the point still serves us really well in our goal to escape the group as top of the group. But in the 90th minute, El Shaarawy with a lovely back heel to Didac, the Spanish fullback, who ends up scoring, and they completed their comeback much to the jubilation of their fans in attendance. And I was just distraught at this moment. It was a really worked goal, and I couldn't help but be like, yeah, that was a great goal, that's fair enough. But I found it really annoying the way one of our defenders, I think it was Luca Ante, maybe it was John Stones, went in for the header, completely mistimed it, and that led the ball coming to El Shaarawy, who got it there. The back heel was amazing, but the finish from Didac, considering he's a left-footed left back, scoring on the volley with his right foot like that was amazing. But from kickoff, Maicon Leite came forward, he passed it into Jeffrey Schlupp, who plays it into Leite running through the channels, and we equalise in the 90th minute in the most dramatic circumstances from the most basic of forward moves, completely undoing the Milanese defence. And Leite gets in, he finishes comfortably under the goalkeeper, and we do manage to escape with a draw that we completely didn't deserve. But I don't know, this Champions League run has been phenomenal so far, and I've really enjoyed it. FC Bayern picked up a victory over CSKA as expected, so that leaves us in a position where all we really need to do from here is get a draw, get a victory against CSKA Moscow, and we will definitely top the group. Although I think we can still do it with a draw. I'm not sure. I'm not actually looking at the table right now. I might try and put it on the screen for you guys though, so that you can see. But yeah, that's the end of this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like. That would be much appreciated, just to celebrate the comeback, if not anything else. But yeah, I've been El Dinero. Thanks for watching.